Everybody here uses money. Whether you need much or little of it, everybody needs some amount of money in this world. Unless you're an alien, then you will need money. But as long as you live in this society, in this world, you need some form of money to live. That's the essential of life. So we all know how to use money. Everybody here knows how to use money. Money is related to us in some way or another. People may now not use cash, but they use credit card, right? They use different forms of money. And because money can buy so many things, that there's a general notion in people's heads that money can buy anything and everything. If we can understand the principles and the meanings behind money, then we can have a life that is more meaningful and that's more joyful, because we have control of money as opposed to having money controlling us. If you don't know how to use it, it will control you. But you know how to use it, you have control over it. So there are two things that money can buy. When I say money, I mean like either credit card or paper currency. So with money, you can buy two things: material or services. Material such as electronic devices, your iPhone, your computer, or foods, or houses, or cars, things that you can sense and touch and taste. So that's material. And then the other things that you could buy, services, like a haircut. Like you have long hair, and you can curl your hair if you want. And after you curl your hair, you get tired of curling your hair, you straighten out your hair. And after you straighten your hair, you can go to the service to curl your hair again. And if you're sick and tired of your hair, you can just shave off your head. And you're tired of having a shaved head, you let it grow and you shave on the two sides and have a mohawk. Going around scaring people. So it's kind of service that you can buy. And the other kind of service is medical treatment, where you feel ill, you go to a doctor, and you're essentially buying the doctor's time and his expertise. Right? He doesn't give you anything in return. He just takes your blood pressure and say, "Oh, you're feeling sick. Okay, why don't you take this medicine, then you feel better." And after you've taken the medicine he's given you, you feel better, and you thank him for his expertise, and you complimented him what a competent doctor he was, and that you thank him, and you shook his hand, you left, and you feel happy, but he felt sad because you're well now, because he knows that you won't be coming back. So you go there, you get your treatment. So that's another form of service that you can buy with money. Or consultation. Consultations, you buy somebody's words of encouragement or some ideas, some suggestions, right? They don't really offer anything physical, but they offer you advice and it makes you smarter, or it makes you plan things better. Fortune telling is also a form of consultation. Like a person who's feeling sad, he may go to a fortune teller and say, "I'm feeling sad. Can you predict when I'm going to be happy again?" Or he has lost his lover. "Can you tell me when I'm going to find my next lover?" And so forth and so forth. So he'll give you some consultation, some word of advice to soothe your broken heart. Or you want to do some architectural design, and you pay somebody, and they'll give you some ideas of how to design a house and so forth. So you're not getting anything physical out of it, but you're getting some word of advice. Right? That's service. Or in education, you can pay a tuition to get an education. Here we share our knowledge for free. We don't charge anything. Either in English or Chinese, and we have books for free, and so you can come and take a look. Unless you're in private school, then you have to pay for tuition. But with public school, you don't pay tuition directly, you pay via your taxes. Or security. You can also use money to buy security. For example, like you're a big business person, and you've been losing a lot of business competition, you can use the money to influence a politician to change a policy so that more business will come towards you and making it difficult for your competitors. So some people say that with money, you can bend the law. And because you can influence the politicians to issue policies so that the policy favors your business operation. And when people see that, they say, with money you can buy so many things. You can buy what you want, the materials or the houses and the cars, and you can influence people. You can buy people's heart. And some people have concluded that money can buy anything and everything. When they see people with like celebrities and those billionaires, they can buy big yachts, buy many expensive things. All I have to do is just pull out a credit card and they can buy many things. And people who don't understand it and saying, hey, if I have money, I can elevate my social status and I can be happier because I can now buy anything and everything that I want. With that misunderstanding, they don't know why those people are rich, why those people can have the conveniences. They only see that money allows them to do those things, but they don't understand the reason behind it. And if they don't understand the reason behind it, they're going to try all they can to acquire money at all costs. And that may include unethical practices. Because they think that by having money, they can control anybody and anything. But if we look deeper, we realize that money cannot buy everything. What is it that money cannot buy? You can use money to buy medicines, but you cannot use money to buy good health. Because there are many factors of good health. Your genetic pass down, your diet, your past karma, your merit cultivation. It's not like you have money, you can buy good health. There are very wealthy people with millions and millions in dollars in their account, but yet they are lying on a deathbed. Right? They have so much money that they can even buy the entire hospital with all the staff and all the medical equipment, but yet they cannot leave their deathbed. Right? So money cannot buy everything. Money cannot buy good sleep at night. You may have a lot of money, but you may have a lot of mental pressure as well. A person who goes to sleep and having a good night's sleep, that is something that money cannot buy. You cannot buy the joy that you walk in the park. You go down to your favorite pier and you just enjoy the atmosphere. That is something that money cannot buy. Right? If you are feeling healthy and your friends say, hey, let's go play tennis, you immediately pack up your equipment and go play tennis. But if a person who is weak and ill cannot do that, and if you're weak and ill, no matter how much money you have, you cannot play your favorite sports or eat your favorite food. But when you're healthy, you can do all those things. So you can see that our happiness depends on so many things. For example, you have money, it doesn't mean that you can enjoy your food. Let's say your favorite food is Chinese dumplings. In order for you to enjoy the food, you gotta be in good health, you gotta have good appetite, and you need good cook, good ingredients. All those things have to come together in order for you to enjoy the dumplings. Okay, so it's not because you have money that you can have happiness. Happiness is something that comes from the heart. It comes from compassion. It comes from loving life. So it's not about accumulating money that you can have happiness. If you have money and you can buy all those things, you are materially abundant. But if you are spiritually empty, then that's not going to bring happiness. Because material things will degrade. You cannot depend on those things for happiness. What you depend on, if those things drift away from you, you will suffer. Like last time when we talked about faith and pleasure, if we get those things mixed up, we begin to depend ourselves, our happiness, on things that don't last. And when we mix the two, we have infinite capacity for disappointment. Those things that we trust in will disappear one day, and we will encounter disappointment. So if we depend too much on our money, and our money begins to control us, and we put trust in money because we now depend our happiness, entire happiness, on money, then we will face disappointment one day. Okay. So where does happiness come from? How do you know that you're happy? Now that we're saying that money cannot buy happiness, so how do you know that you're happy? Well, it's the feeling that when you wake up and the sun shines through your windows and you just feel at ease. When you feel the birds chirping at your windows, you just feel blessed. Or you have wonderful feeling. Or when you stroll down the beach and with the sunset and you just feel at peace. You feel like you're at home. Right? You hear the waves crashing on shore against the rocks, and the sounds of the crashing waves makes you feel very calm. And that's happiness. Because you don't need anything else to really make you happy. And when you can generate your own happiness, it is indestructible. There is nothing that can come to take it away. When you have that kind of happiness, even if you're stuck in traffic or people cutting in front of you, you don't feel disturbed. Or even if people criticize you, you don't feel angry. In fact, you may think that I'm helping somebody to release their stress. They yell at me. Now there's one less angry person in the world. So you have that kind of thinking. And that is indestructible happiness. There's nothing that can come to take it away when you can generate your own happiness. Can you generate your own happiness? At some point we can, right? There are things that we don't need to make us happy. And when we are content with just what we have that ability to generate happiness. We should not be dependent too much on outside things to make us happy, because it makes us weaker. It can disappoint us. And that disappointment destroys our happiness. Money can buy salon services, but you cannot buy attractiveness. So, because attractiveness is something that's natural, that's like natural admiration. You're attracted, people like to be with you. You have this energy that commands attention. And it's not that you have your intention to command attention, but it's very natural. People want to be close to you. People like to look at you. You're very attractive. It's different from a person who is physically beautiful. A person who is physically beautiful can bring suffering. If you are physically beautiful, you attract those who can only see you on the surface. And that's all they care about. It's just your outside look. But they don't care about what's in your heart, what your preferences, your likes, what motivates you, what your value. Because all they see is just the outside. And so when we don't have attractiveness and we only have physical beauty, then we're only attracting those who don't care what's inside your heart. How do you generate attractiveness? Or where is attractiveness? Well, attractiveness is, again, something that comes from the heart, comes from compassion, and it doesn't come from your pink cheeks or your dimples on your cheeks or your long eyelashes. Those things are not attractiveness. So we shouldn't ask, is that person attractive or beautiful? But we should ask, the people around them, love the person. If you are around with people who truly care about you, who have every interest to make you happy, they're not selfish, and they want to help you, then that's attractiveness. And the people who have good intentions to be with you, that's attractiveness. It's not just physical beauty. We may put on makeups, but people can see through a makeup. Some people try to hide their unattractiveness with makeup. They may look nice, but people can really see through their makeups that they're not that attractive. But people do hide behind their makeups. Instead of hiding behind their makeups, they should practice compassion. They should practice loving kindness. They should cultivate merits. Because it's those things that make it more attractive. It's not the makeups. It's not their heart-shaped lips. It's not their eyes of the tiger or tongues of a snake. Those things are not attractiveness. They're just outside physical beauty. But attractiveness here is something that comes from the heart that naturally commands attention. And people want to give you attention because you're attractive. So attractiveness and beauty are two different things. With money, you can buy labor, but not loyalty. Right? You can pay a person a salary, they'll do the work. But if another company offers them a better benefit package, they'll jump ship right away. That's not loyalty. A person who is loyal is a person who shares your interests, who will go through difficulties to be with you, to help you through difficulties. A person who is loyal will put your interests first in the heart. So you cannot use money to buy loyalty. You can pay that person a whole lot in salary, but you cannot buy his loyalty. If somebody else offers something better, he will leave. But loyalty here is you continue to pay that person a salary, but there is friendship in that because you show your care, you show your interest in that person's well-being. When things go wrong, you help that person. You don't kick them out the door because they made a mistake. But you give them opportunities to improve, you allow them to grow, and that builds friendship between you and that person. And that builds loyalty. Loyalty is something that it has to be accumulated over a lifetime. It's not something that you can command a person to be loyal. But it's over lifetimes of integrity, living a moral life, sharing what you have with others, building that affinity over many lifetimes, and that person is now loyal to you because they see you as a friend. If you use money to try to buy loyalty, you cannot. You can only pay them labor. They'll give you that amount of labor in exchange for your salary. They'll do good work, but in their hearts, you have no place to stand. So when we want somebody to be loyal to us, we have to show our care. We have to show them that we need their contributions. We value their contributions. We value who they are and what they can provide. And they're not just a number on our accounting, but they are a valued team member. When they feel value and they feel engaged and inclusive, they will be more than happy to contribute. So from here we can see that although money has its power, and we can use it to buy many things, but its power is very limited because there are more important things that money cannot buy. Money cannot buy happiness. Money cannot buy you a good night's sleep. Money cannot buy the joy that you have walking in the park.